Let's face it, video game movies usually suck. Video game movies have built up this reputation of being low quality, poorly produced, over serious and unfaithful adaptations of the source material, beginning in the 1990s with that Super Mario movie. Now in the 2020s, things are on the rise, with the Sonic the Hedgehog movies smashing records and TV adaptations like The Last of Us being highly acclaimed by those who have never even touched a virginity box in their life. The latest adaptation to hit the big screen is the Super Mario Bros. Movie. I'll admit, I was initially concerned when the voice cast was revealed and well, frankly, some of the choices seemed frankly insane. Chris Pratt as Mario? But Jack Black as Bowser was promising. And when footage finally entered the public consciousness in late 2022, I knew this film was going to be something to behold. Not necessarily good or bad, just something. I've now finally had the chance to watch the Super Mario Bros. Film, and let me just say, I really liked it. It was such a magical experience. I was giddy from all of the visual and audio references coming at me constantly. The film was a little fast-paced, but it felt like a truly respectful and enthusiastic adaptation of the Mario franchise, and I enjoyed every second of it. But that's enough gushing for now. It's time to take an in-depth look at the Super Mario Bros. Movie. The Super Mario Bros. Film is an awesome Mario movie. As an overall cinematic experience, it's certainly a good one, but it stands proud as an incredible adaptation of the source material. I understand why someone who isn't really in the know with Mario wouldn't enjoy the film, as for the most part it doesn't really explain what everything is. You're just expected to know what a super mushroom is. But the film can get away with this because the Super Mario franchise features some of the most iconic characters and items on the planet. Everyone knows Mario, everyone knows Bowser, everyone knows the Super Mushroom and Superstar. You don't necessarily need to explain who these people are, but it would have been nice. I think the film would have benefited from a slightly longer runtime. I would have liked to see more of Mario and Luigi's Brooklyn life, or Mario and Princess Peach growing closer together like the Fireflower Field scene, which I thought was really cute. But it was really cool seeing Mario's family, this Italian-American family sitting around eating spaghetti. May feel a little stereotypical to some, but it was really nice to at least see Mario and Luigi's family finally. This movie was jam-packed full of Easter eggs and nods to the entire series, from sound effects to visual gags and especially audio cues and melodies within the soundtrack. For example, there's a sequence when Mario, Peach and Captain Toad are travelling across the Mushroom Kingdom to reach the Kong Jungle. They show a desert area which is clearly based on the Sand Kingdom from Super Mario Odyssey, but with the stone Moais from New Super Mario Bros. U. The Mario U influence is also seen in the mountain area, which is based on rock candy mines. The Mushroom Kingdom itself is seemingly based on a mashup of every version we've seen thus far, but particularly Odyssey's. And while Mario and Toad walk through it, there are so many audio Easter eggs, including themes from the original NES Super Mario Bros., Super Mario World, and Super Mario 64. Heck, even when Captain Toad is introduced, you can hear various themes from that game playing in the background. When the characters are having their carts constructed, the menu theme from Mario Kart 8 plays, the same theme that plays when you construct your cart in that game. It's so cool to finally see processes like this that were previously restricted to just a video game memory that had no place in the universe, finally visualized properly. Parts of Rainbow Road's theme can be heard while the characters are driving along it. Theme from Bowser's Fury is the party music in Bowser's Castle. Everything visual and audio related in this movie is fantastic. Except for the licensed music. That was certainly my biggest gripe with the film, but it's not a huge issue. I just would have preferred, say, a remix of one of the many athletic tunes from the series, rather than I Need a Hero while Mario is training. And having Take On Me while the characters were driving into the Kong Jungle was just completely unnecessary. There isn't really that much of a story here. Mario wants to save Luigi from Bowser, who wants to marry Peach by impressing her with a superstar. It's a simple plot, but that's really how the Mario games handle story usually, so it makes sense. The fact that it's Luigi that's being captured and not Peach is a refreshing twist though, I will say. Bowser was, unsurprisingly, great. Jack Black is an incredible actor and he clearly put his heart and soul into the role. The Peaches song was hilarious and has been an internet sensation for a reason, because it's such a short and silly song, but it's unironically super catchy. I feel Luigi was underutilized in this story. There were cool parallels between the start, when the brothers were plumbing, and the end with Bowser, but beyond that, Luigi spent most of the film in a cage suspended over lava, which was a shame. Then again, perhaps Luigi getting sidelined is actually pretty lore accurate. That little blue Luma was interesting. I found it funny how unexpected its dialogue was, with it craving death for some reason, I don't know. Perhaps it's setting up a sequel with Rosalina and a Super Mario Galaxy inspired story? I mean, hey, I'm here for it. The blue spiny shell Koopa Trooper was an interesting character. He was hellbent on obliterating Mario. I don't know what his problem was, but turning the iconic blue shell item from Mario Kart into a fully fledged character was a really interesting and cool idea. It would have been nice if some characters played bigger roles. Captain Toad was hilarious at the start, but after the kart scene he largely faded into the background, which was a bit of a shame. And I would have loved to see more of the Yoshis beyond a small background cameo. Mario and Luigi had a lovely brotherly dynamic. I liked the flirtatious relationship between Mario and Peach, which I have to assume will develop into more of a romantic relationship in the sequel. Mario and Donkey Kong had this rivalry which I really enjoyed, especially when they had their brief moments of bonding, kind of. I'd love to see more of Peach's backstory in the sequel. We saw her childhood briefly in the movie, which was super cool, and I'd love to see her life growing up, training and becoming Princess of the Mushroom Kingdom. I was surprised that other characters like Daisy, Wario and Waluigi didn't appear at all, but they're likely being saved for future movies. We're just scratching the surface of the Mario cast, and there are so many more friends and foes to be discovered, so I'm definitely looking forward to that. The Super Mario Bros. Movie was a truly magical experience that I won't soon forget. I had fun the entire runtime, and there wasn't a moment that I didn't enjoy. The movie wasn't hugely surprising in terms of story, but the experience was incredible, and as a lifelong fan of the franchise, I enjoyed all the little references. As a movie, it's fine, if a little shallow, but I don't think it has to be fully critically analysed. As a video game movie, it works really well, but it is a perfect Super Mario franchise movie. It feels like a Mario game translated to the big screen, with power-ups, different courses, and boss battles being translated really well. The visuals and cinematography were stunning, and the soundtrack was really good, with the exception of some rather forced licensed music, but all the original songs and all the remixed stuff from previous games was really well done. I really liked the Sonic the Hedgehog movies, but I think Mario did a better job at being an entertaining movie overall, but it falls a bit shorter in terms of story. That is respective of the original franchises in fairness, with Sonic always being more focused on story, and Mario being more focused on the overall experience. I absolutely adored this movie, and I've already bought it on DVD, which will arrive in 8 months apparently, just so I can own this movie physically in the digital age, where a movie can be taken down from a streaming service at any time. I highly recommend the Super Mario Bros. Film to any Mario fan, and for more casual audiences, you better do some revision. What on earth is that?